All right. Hey, Best Life Tribe. Come on in. Welcome to episode 5 of Grow Your Glow. Now, I can't see what people are going to be watching. I'm going to give you some time to come on in, put my headphones on straight, get my piece around it right. So you could be watching on YouTube, um, on the Dawn Fitch official YouTube page, or you could be watching in the Best Life Tribe, or you could be watching in the Puka Facebook page. So if you are on Puka Facebook, we have somebody on there, a Puka leader, so you can ask questions and she'll get the questions to us. If you're in the tribe, I'm going to see it right here. And if you're on my YouTube, I don't really think you're going to get to answer no questions. And my guest is super interesting. She is, I can't even get into all of it. So I'm not going to get into all of what she is, who she is, what she's done. It's just, again, Grow Your Glow is coming with, repping with some amazing guests. So I'm very excited. I'm going to let a few more people to come in. I see different eyeballs. I see eyeballs on YouTube, on the tribe, and on the Puka Facebook page and on YouTube. So come on in, invite friends. Remember, we have prizes. Unfortunately, I have to say that so y'all will make some comments. So there's prizes tonight. And remember, in order to get a prize, you've got to make a comment, ask a question. You're going to want to do that anyway because this guest is, as all guests are, amazing. So you know what we're doing because we're going live. So I am going to do a little countdown. I'm going to be gone for 10 seconds. Don't leave. I'm going to do a little countdown, play that little Grow Your Glow header. And when we come back, we are going to be live on the podcast with me. So this is going to be I think this is going to be a really fun episode. I'm going to tell you more about my guests to see why. All right. So hold on. Don't leave. And we are getting ready to count it down. And then we'll be going live on Grow Your Glow. I said it. Look at me learn how to say that my own podcast title, Grow Your Glow. All right, here we go. Don't leave. Hey, welcome to the Grow Your Glow podcast with me, your host, Dawn Fitch. And I'm an entrepreneur, speaker, wellness cheerleader, and girl trying to live her best life. When I started to feel overwhelmed with this new normal and felt like my light was dimming, I remembered all the things I needed to do to grow my glow. So if this is sounding familiar to you, sit back and relax because we're discussing great topics and we've got inspirational guests to make sure that you laugh, grow, and get your glow. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Grow Your Glow podcast, where you'll be inspired to shine. I'm your host, Dawn Fitch. And as always, the Grow Your Glow podcast is sponsored by Puka Pure and Simple. I'm excited tonight, everybody. I say that about every guest because I am, like I said, God has blessed me with like an amazing team. And everybody comes on here and they inspire, and it's inspirational. So we're gonna get started. I do have to say, I always have to start with some inspiration some ways that I've been inspired. So this week, this past Saturday, I celebrated my 54th birthday. Now I know all y'all thinking God is good, and yes, God is good. And I'm always in the tribe, try to be inspirational, motivational. But let me tell you something. I have not always been one to celebrate my birthdays. I think I'm not going to say I stopped celebrating, but I think I probably turned a corner on my 40th birthday. It was a hard birthday, and my stupid ex-boyfriend messed it up, but we won't get into all of that. But he did mess it up. And after that, every birthday, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm getting older. Really? So something happened this year. And I think just after 2020 and everything, I've always known it was a blessing every year you get. But something would click on my birthday, and I'd be like, how old am I? This year, after 2020, I was like, I'm celebrating my birthday. Okay. I had the best birthday, and I don't. It was part of what I did. My girls gave me a birthday hike. We went out. It was just phenomenal. But I think it was just the fact in my mind that I was like, "Are you crazy? You better celebrate every birthday you get." So actually, technically, because this is the first one that I've celebrated in a while, this is really only my 41st birthday. Yes, thank you, Lord. Look at that, knocking off 10 years. So this is my 41st birthday, and I am going to celebrate every birthday coming up because God is good and we are blessed to be here and we're growing and we're changing and life is good if we think and we make it good. So that's my little thing to y'all. So if you want to say anything, it's happy 41st birthday, Dawn. Okay. All right. But let's get on to my guest because she's waiting patiently and she's amazing. So I'm going to read you her bio. Her name is E. Denise Peoples. I call her Edwina. Her Facebook post says E. Denise. I never really know which name we're going by, but she's going to be E. Denise today. So let me read you her bio. Okay, E. Denise Peoples, a kitchen in Paterson, New Jersey, sets the backdrop for this preacher's kid, now known as the culinary motivator. Growing up watching her mother cook and give to others, E. Denise was destined to walk in those footsteps. A comedian, playwright, motivator, and chef, she found her passion and divine destiny revolving around food. Having experienced the highs, lows, good and bad effects of the right and wrong foods, E. Denise set out on a path of health. Along that path, she experienced a life-changing journey that solidified her resilience to do better in every area of life. Using ingredients of laughter, wisdom, and food, she cooks up a potluck of life. The main course for her is to make sure everyone who sits down at her table gets full and fed with life, love, and laughter. Oh my gosh, I love it. There she is, everybody. Welcome. Hey,
Thank you,
sister.
girl.
Oh
Hey,
my goodness. I
sister.
just love reading your bio. Hi. Like I haven't known you forever, but when you read it, I was like,
Forever.
yes, forever, forever. So welcome. I am
Thank
going to let
you.
you just say your welcomes and your highs to everybody at the in the tribe. I see some eyes
Yes.
everywhere, so they're excited. So welcome.
Thank you, my sister. Hey, Best Life Tribe, honey, which I am a proud member of.
Amen.
Just hi to everybody, man. It's so good to be finally get to hang out with my sister girlfriend and with the rest of the tribe and everybody else that's watching all around the world, because that's how we
Yes.
do.
That's how we do. We're putting it out there. It's all around the
That's
world.
it.
And
That's
we've known
right.
each other for I don't even know how long. Look, let's just say we started out meeting as Omega Pearls, as Q Pearls.
That's it.
So,
College.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it was
that
a
means
while
if we
ago.
met then, you're not
I'm
41. But
41.
it's
I'm
okay.
41.
Yes.
I'm 40.
Okay. Okay.
I was look, I
Okay.
was in the Pearl Junior program, okay? That's where they bring the girls from grammar school up to meet the pearls.
Yes, that's what it was. That's what it was. Future Pearl. That's
uh
hilarious.
no, but it's been a lifetime with you. I'm so excited to talk to you because you have such a just not you have a million stories. I can't even say such a story. It's a million stories all connected to one journey. And we're gonna get all to it, everybody. So if you want to ask questions, make sure to ask questions.
No
Um,
question is off limits,
no
guys.
question
No
is off.
question is off limits.
Oh, okay. It's that type of podcast.
Well, it
Okay.
depends on who you are. If you're a cute pearl, shut your mouth.
Shut it
Shut your
up.
mouth.
Shut
Shut
it
it.
but she's also going to be giving away something at the end, and it's only going to be to people who comment or question
That's right.
RSVP, whatever it is. So she's going to pick who that is later. But first, you have a big story. I'm trying to chop this up as to where I'm going to start. First of
Okay.
all, let's start with comedy because you are a bona fide, real, have been on stage, has toured comedian. How does
Yes.
that start? Like, were you just? I mean, I know you're funny. Were you always the funny girl at school? Like, what was that?
Yes, yes. I was a funny girl at school, the funny girl in the family. And I think it really started in church. Um, God rest the dead. My Aunt Betty put on, she asked for a Black History play to be put
Okay,
together.
okay.
And I decided to do Miss Jane Pittman. And when I tell you, I really thought like she was going to go to the bathroom on herself. And she looked at me, she said, "Baby, that is who you are. Don't you ever stop laughing and making people laugh." Because every time I would do it after that, she would just act like it was the first time. So she really kind of pushed me in that way. And my grandmother was funny. My mother was fun, so family, how we
Yes.
roll. We come up with stuff and
Hmm.
just life stuff. So yeah, Miss Jane Pittman was my first act.
Because you're a physical comedian. Like you do skits. You're not just standing
Mhm.
there you're doing skit. But I mean, at the beginning,
Yeah.
did you realize when she said that, like, you know what, this is what I'm destined to be? Or was it kind of like, oh, this is a good idea. Let me follow this path?
Yeah, it was like, oh, that's cool. And I liked the idea of being dressed in a character. So I was dressed like Miss
Ah,
Jane Pittman, changing my
okay.
voice, everything. And I knew, like, oh, wait a minute, I can do this. Like, I
Mm,
didn't set out to do it like a career
right.
because my parents was like, no, 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 laugh yourself to that college and get some education.
Hmm.
But yeah, I just started to develop characters and I used people that I know, like the church usher that was mean,
Mm.
all that kind of stuff. The first lady,
Things we could all
the
relate to.
right, the extravagant choir director, the nosy neighbor, the girl who is always a bridesmaid and never a bride.
Hey, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
Listen, listen, listen.
And we've been talking in the tribe about spiritual gifts versus talents. So is this a spiritual gift? Is this a
Mhm.
talent? Or is it both? Because they said talents you can work on talents, but a spiritual gift just sort of grows, it just evolves on its own. A talent,
God,
like you, yeah, I don't know.
you know
I
what?
need
I
I
think
need Reverend Thurcell up
everything.
here.
I know, right? I think everything is both because,
Okay.
granted, you may have a gift, but sometimes you have to work things.
Right.
I
Right.
could have been funny, stayed funny, just being, walking around being funny, E. Denise. But I stepped out like a lot of people and started doing it in front of people, putting together a whole one woman show where I'm doing seven characters and, all that kind of stuff. And that led me to doing things like opening up for, Lord, what's the man's name? Jesus, it just escaped me. I must be
Steve
41
Harvey. Let's just
too.
leave it at Steve
Okay,
Harvey.
you want to go?
Why not? We're
You're not
married.
gonna
His
have
name's
Steve or his
Steve
daughters
Harvey.
call me talk about you did not open up for our daddy. Ricky smiling. There we go.
Okay.
So,
All right.
open up for him. So that kind of thing. And just working it and loving, I guess kind of narrowing it down to what I really like. I love to host. I love to host
Okay.
events because you get
Okay.
the structured part of me and then you get the crazy, all of that together. So I really love that part.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I wanted to start with comedy because I'm going to finish up in there too. But Grow Your Glow is this season is about getting through this pandemic, 2020, self care, how we stayed healthy, and you have such a powerful story of the turn of your health. So just
Mhm.
let our audience know what's happened, and we'll just talk about that
All
or what
right.
happened when it happened.
Yeah. I believe it was 1999. Don't that sound like 100 years ago?
Woo! Prince,
Um,
1999. Oh my gosh.
okay.
Yeah.
And I was always active, like go to the gym, all that. I was a pleasingly plump girl, but I always stayed active. I mean, I'm the youngest of three children. When I came along, my parents was like, "Oh, we done." Oh, no, you're not. Here comes another one.
Wow.
And so they was moving and grooving because my brother and sister could pretty much fend on their own. So I had to be, up under the arm, whatever. We gotta go. We gotta do this. I'm the daughter of the Avon lady and a preacher's kid.
Yes. Yes. That's a nice
What a
combination
combination,
there.
right? Okay. So I just, I thought, okay, I'm healthy, I'm heavy, but I'm healthy. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And I was fine. When I tell you I was fine, my mom came to visit me. My parents had retired and moved to North Carolina. And then my mom came to visit me and for Christmas. And I'm coming up the back stairs to my apartment. I was on the second floor, had her luggage, and I started to get really winded. And I'm like, oh, well, it's New Jersey. It's cold. It's December. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. You out of breath. It's okay. And I just, shrugged it off. And I think it was February. I finally went to my primary doctor, and she said, "Hey, I want to do some tests. So she did the test, said, I'm going to treat you for pneumonia. So sure enough, she treated me. She said, stay home. I'm going to treat you. I was like, all right. Went back for the follow up, and she was like, how do you feel? I said, nothing really has changed. And she said, okay, let me take one more test, and then we'll see. So she took the test, and she said to me, I want to send you to a pulmonologist. So
Mm.
I go to the pulmonologist, and he says, okay, we need to do something called a lung biopsy because I think I see
Okay.
something on your lungs, but the only way we can tell is to have this lung biopsy where I go down, take a minute piece of your lung so I can test it. So I said, well, okay, I think, all right, a little piece. What's going to happen? Like, is anything going to grow back? Like, is my lung going to, what's up? He was like,
Right.
we're going to check. So we did had the lung biopsy, and they came back with a diagnosis of idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, IPF. No one in my family has ever had it. So this was like a shock to everybody, family,
Mm.
friends, church, everybody, that I had this disease. And you first, hear about it or get the diagnosis, you kind of look it up, and I'm like, okay, it's an advancing disease. All right, well, we're going to see because growing up in the church was always taught that there are miracles and God
Amen.
can do absolutely anything. He's a
Amen.
healer and he can do it. So that was my thinking at first. Like, okay, well, God is going to heal me of this and not for anybody to see, just for me. He was going to heal me. And I
Right.
was like, hey, and I kept going on with life and, I could tell a little change here and there. And then in 2003, I get the opportunity to go to Paris for a year.
So wait. So now you're diagnosed in
Uh-huh.
1999,
2000.
in 2000. So
Right.
3 years have
Right.
passed. So 3 years of your
Hmm.
life, you're on medication, you're doing different things, and you're treating this, and you're getting your miracle. You're
Hmm.
saying, I'm going to have a miracle. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Right. Yep. So I go to my pulmonologist and I'm like, Doc, what do you think about this opportunity? He said, I think you should take the opportunity. And I was like, Paris. He was like, yes. And he said the words, you're lucky. And I said, why? He said, because I mentored a woman years ago and she is now a pulmonologist in Paris. So I had my own pulmonologist in Paris for a year. So I would go see her once a month and she would report
Okay.
back to
Stop.
him how
Because
I
you
was doing.
stayed, you lived in Paris for a year.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep, it was
Okay.
10 of us from New Jersey that went from
Lived in
Newark,
Paris
really. 10 of us. We went to Paris for a year.
and had your
And
own pulmonologist. Okay.
I had my own pulmonologist. Yep. Went to her, like I said, once a month. And now I was in a play. Okay. So when we initially were told about this play, it was that we were going to sing. End of story. We were going to sing. We get there, and the writer loves us so much that she wants to write us into the play,
Oh
which
my goodness.
included dancing and singing. I said, the
Okay.
devil is a Parisian lie.
But
I
y'all
said, the
don't
devil is
know.
a Parisian.
She's like a quadruple threat because when I say she could sing, it's sang, SANG, like sang like that. Like what? Go on, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I'm way over here in Gay Paris, and you talking about me doing both? Girl, you might get one. I
Wow.
don't know. But you know what? I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about how my body, listen to my body.
Hmm.
So I would leave early for performances. Um, they'd be like, oh, we're going to go with you. No, y'all go ahead. I'm good. And I would take my time, get to rehearsal, be there in time to rest, get up and do whatever, come back to the dressing room, die with a pulse, get myself together, and then go back to my flat. And I
Okay.
did this for all the shows, didn't miss a show, didn't miss a rehearsal. And we came home. Um, and it seems like I was in Paris and it was like this. And then when I got home, it started declining
Okay. Okay.
more rapidly. And So, I went back to my doctor, went through that period of time. That was the end of 2003. And then 2004, it advanced. And sitting down talking with the doctor, we had to have that talk about
Wow.
oxygen, me wearing
Wow.
oxygen. I
Okay.
was not happy about that.
Yeah.
I really was like, now you trying to make me show that I don't believe God. If I put this oxygen on, that's going to tell him that I don't believe him.
Oh,
Like, that's
wow.
what it is. Now, my
Okay.
mother is the pastor. She's the preacher, the evangelist.
Mm-hmm.
She said to me over the phone, she said, put that oxygen on.
Yeah.
I said, but mom
Yeah.
is telling God he can't do it. She said,
Right.
no, that's showing other folks that he can.
Right.
And I was like, okay.
Wow.
And then the doctor told me also, he was like, okay, so you don't wear the oxygen, you're going to mess up your heart too. I said, what?
Oh,
He
wow.
said,
Okay.
what do you think gets the brunt of this when your lungs aren't working?
Your
Uh,
heart.
you know, your heart is next. And I was like, oh yeah, let me put this on. This is cute. I put that
That's
good
nice,
cannula
right?
on, honey. I was like, oh, we're not doing both the heart and the lungs. We're not doing that. And then sometimes you have to do what makes you happy. And when I say that, it brings me back to the day when I put the oxygen on and I was just looking in the mirror like, this is my life now.
Yeah.
And something in me was like, okay, well, make the best of it. So
Amen.
I went and
Amen.
found some jewels, like the little rhinestone, and I decorated my cannula.
Beautiful.
Um,
Beautiful.
and there were days that I felt like this pretty decoration, and there were days that I did not
Yeah. Yeah.
because it advanced. It went from using the oxygen on exertion to using it more, then to using it 24 hours a day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
And this was a
after
progression of
that,
how many
they
years?
doctors had a.
This was how many years
I got diagnosed in 2000, so by this time it's like 4 years
okay.
where I started with
Okay.
the oxygen, 4 years. And then in the end of 2004, my doctor sat me down to talk to me, my doctor rather, to talk to me about transplant. That
Mm.
the only thing that would save my life would be a double lung
Oh
transplant.
my God.
I described the disease as, how you break the face of your phone
Mm-hmm.
and you get all those little crinkles.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my whole left lung looked like. Bottom of the right lung started looking like
Oh.
that. And it was just, it was going to eventually, And I didn't hear that conversation. And he could tell I didn't hear what he was saying. And mind you, I'm at the hospital, at the doctor's office in New York. So I
Mm-hmm.
get home and he calls me. And he said, are you back in New Jersey? I said, yes. He said, you home? I said, yes. He said, okay, now let's have this conversation again.
Again.
And I was
Okay.
like, I just left your office. He was like, you didn't hear a word I said.
Yeah.
I said, you're absolutely right. So we had the
Mm.
conversation again.
Mm-hmm.
I then shared it with my family, and they were like, what? Um, when I got my driver's license, it was a no-brainer. I was like, absolutely, I want to be an organ donor, help
Mm.
somebody, bless somebody when I'm gone, because I'm going to heaven. I'm going to get all new everything. It is
Right. I don't need
all
this stuff.
good.
I don't need
I
it right
don't
now.
need this
Yeah.
mess. I don't
Yeah.
need it. I ain't going to have to wear no glasses. I'm going to be good. Okay?
Good. With a T. Good.
What? Okay? And so it was a no-brainer, but I never thought I would need
You
an
would need
organ.
it. Oh my God. And I think we never do. We never think that.
No,
But
no,
yeah.
no, 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 no. And so after we had that conversation, I talked with my family, my church, my pastor, friends, everybody, and I had to get, one of the things was you have to have a support group. And when I tell you I had an amazing support group
Yeah. I can
between
imagine.
family, friends, my church, I mean, just the people at the florist. I mean, just,
Mm.
and
But
it
you've
was
touched
just
so many
such.
people. You've touched so many people. So
Yeah, you just live life, man. You don't
yeah.
walk out the door saying, "Oh, I'm gonna touch 10 people today." You just
Right.
walk out and be kind and try to
Yeah.
help folks.
Right.
That's the way I try to live. But it kind of manifested itself into this huge support group. And I called them my angels, and they each helped me with different things because the disease advanced where I had to do things. And Dawn, you saw this, um, where I would say, okay, I got to go to the bathroom. I have to stand up. Denise, just stand up. And I
Mm.
would stand up and have to catch my breath.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything was a
Yeah,
trial.
it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd go 10 steps, stop, catch your breath. And there was so many days I was telling God off, like, you don't love me. There is no possible way. My
Mm.
daddy, James Peoples, would never do this to me. You're not my father. You don't care about me. What did I ever
This
do to
is
you?
true. This is truth.
You
This is
know,
truth.
it's just like, are you joking me right now? I'm sitting here thinking about an obituary because I want people to say what I want them to say. I'm thinking about, what little bit of stuff I have, who am I want to leave it to, and stuff like that, like low nights. Low nights were the worst sometimes.
So let
And it
me
was
ask you
just,
this. Did you have
mhm.
to wait? You're on the transplant list. Was it
No, no. When he talked to me about the transplant, I was not on the list. I was
Oh,
at a
okay.
point at that time, they had something like, you're going to be on the list, but you're not sick enough yet.
Okay.
Craziest thing, but it is. They want you to actually wear out the organs that you were born with. So
Mm,
to them, you have more time when you get your new organ.
okay. Okay. But
Right.
this is where
So
but you're living right now and it's hard. You're
yeah,
sick, you can
I'm
barely
still
do
got it.
anything.
Right,
And I
right.
guess you feel
So
like
I'm
I'm not worn out enough.
right. Like
Yeah.
I'm going to pulmonary rehab. I walked in there, I was like, you want me to ride a what? Get on a tread? What? I can't breathe. They were like,
Yeah.
okay, come on, let's help you up here because they wanted everything else to be as strong as possible so I could withstand this operation because it ain't no joke. So it was May of 2006. I had a terrible case of pulmonary hypertension, and that is just fluid, with the lungs and everything. Like I was from here down, you could touch me and leave an indention. It was just that bad. I had that much
Okay.
fluid. And went to the doctor, and the pulmonologist was like, okay, meet you at the hospital. So I went to the hospital, and he walked in the room, and he said, I'm putting you on the list actively. So that was
Wow.
May of 2006.
May of 2006, you
And
were on
then,
the list.
hmm yep, on the list. And it was just, it was really strange. I have a friend, Logan. He's just a sweetheart. We were in choir together and everything. He was like, "Girl, you so crazy. When I get married, I want you to host my wedding reception." I was like, "Boy, yeah." Now this was years before anything happened.
Mhm.
And he found this beautiful woman, Portia, and they got married. And July 15th, 2006 was their wedding.
Okay.
And I promised him. He said, "You sure you still want to do it?" Absolutely. So I
Wow.
got my oxygen tank and my manager that morning, July 15th, that morning. I don't know where nobody else get their inspiration, but I get my inspiration in two places, the shower and on the toilet. Okay?
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yes, there it is. So
There it
I
is.
was on the toilet that morning and
We are
I
sharing
said,
here today. Yes.
listen, sharing is caring. I said, I am so tired, God. I am so tired of living like this. Like, I don't want to live like this no more. I had told my mother numerous times, please stop praying.
Mm,
Just stop. I said, because I know that your prayers are keeping me. I need you to stop.
wow.
And of course,
Oh
she
man.
said, absolutely not.
Not yeah.
And I'm just finding out 15 years later that she was calling people saying she wants me to stop. Pray with me.
So they
And I'm
prayed
like,
harder.
oh,
They
Lord.
prayed harder. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
disobedient,
But look at this
Um,
disobedience now, sitting here all
okay.
beautiful and breathing and wonderful.
Yes, yes. And I tell you that day I just felt it was one of the worst days. I mean, I would do things like because oxygen, levels were low, I would pass out in my own home.
Wow.
And God would wake me up just when I would hit the floor.
Mm,
And I would lay there and I tried to find comedy and everything, some a smile somewhere. And I'm laying there looking under my bed talking about, oh, I don't have nothing under my bed. My mother would be proud. I was like,
That's the
stupid,
comedian
get
always
up.
coming out,
You
right?
know, I tried, but this day it was not, I
Mhm.
couldn't find nothing funny. I was so down and I knew, the wedding reception, so I kind of got myself together. And when I said to God, when is this going to end? Like, when are you going to do something? And I heard the Spirit of God say, soon. And
Oh.
you'd be like, that's just me talking in my head.
Mhm.
So I got up off the toilet and, got myself together and got ready for the reception. I took a shower. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's
Um,
important. We need to
yeah,
know
with
that.
the oxygen, people. Let me let
Okay.
you know that the cord was
Okay.
in there with me.
What?
So I got myself together. My manager came and we went to the wedding reception and we had an amazing time. I threatened the people that if they didn't laugh, I was going to push the button on the oxygen tank and go through the roof,
Oh, Lord.
all that kind of stuff. They were like, should we laugh at that? And
Right.
so we get back here, and my manager looked at me. Shout out to Arlene.
Shout out
I
Arlene.
love you, girl.
Mm.
She says to me, she said, you're tired, aren't you? And I said, yeah, I'm very tired. And I'm telling you, Dawn, no sooner than I said that, the phone rang. Had a house phone at the time with a caller
Oh, this is a
ID.
long time ago. A house phone. Okay.
2006, girl. And I looked at the caller ID like, New York Presbyterian, what in the world are they calling me for? It's like, hello? And Melissa said, hey. I said, hello. She was like, Miss Peoples, we need you to get to the hospital. We have lungs.
Oh.
I was like,
Mm.
I and I just handed Arlene the phone because I could not speak.
Mm.
Now, mind you, I have gone to support group meetings. I've seen people who have waited. I've seen people who had the transplant. I've seen people who might have been on a second transplant. I've seen people who have had 16 cold calls. And I'm standing there like, oh my God, that phone call was to me. So I'm in my bedroom by this time and I'm just standing there like, oh God. So she comes in, she's like, okay, where is your bag? And I
Mhm.
kind of pointed. We got the bag, got in the car, called my brother who lives in Maryland. Still don't know how he got here so fast. He won't tell me.
Because
When I
that's how
asked, he
brothers do.
said,
Yes.
thank you. When I asked, he's like, if I tell you, I gotta kill you. I'm like, never mind. So I have him and Arlene there. Mom is in North Carolina praying, and I'm just like, oh God, oh God. So I get there, and I start to get ready. They get me all prepped and ready. And my surgeon, he looked like Doogie Howser. That's how young he
Oh.
looked. Oh, first time I
He was
met
like,
him, I
"Wait a
was
minute, this
like,
dude is doing it? Right. How old are
okay,
you?"
right, you have to meet all the surgeons just in case, right? So he comes in as he's head of thoracics at the time. He comes in, and I'm looking at him like, is he here to like empty the garbage? Like, well, who is this little boy in my room? And he looks at me, he's like, Miss Peoples, I have teenage children, and I'm head of thoracics. I was like,
Okay. He knew
oh,
what you
you
was
a grown,
thinking.
grown man. He said, and I operated on Bill Clinton. I said, oh, you the man. Come on in
We're
here.
we're good.
Come
We're
on in
good.
the room. Come on in the room. And then I had to meet the other surgeons.
Okay.
Two of them were nice, great. And then one walks in. Now, mind you, he was tall, dark, and handsome. Oh, yes,
Oh.
he,
Oh,
girl.
this is a
I was
romantic
like,
story. Turns into
oh, from
okay.
Italy, I think. Yeah, gorgeous. No bedside manner. None.
Oh,
None. And I was like, when the doctor, the head of thoracic came back in, I was like, I don't like that last one. And he kind of chuckled. He was like, but he's really a great doctor. So he had that little, I guess,
he knew.
people knew that he was
Yeah.
like, so
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, whatever, but I don't like him. So when they called me to come for the transplant, Doogie Howser was there.
Okay.
And he walks in, I'm all prepped and ready. They got to give me something to counteract something I'm taking, the whole nine. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, this is getting ready to happen. And he says, Miss Peoples, I don't like these lungs. And I said, okay, if you don't like them, I'm good. To myself, I'm like, you operated on the president of the United States. Boy, if you don't let me out of here, it's
Right.
all
Right.
good.
It's right.
My brother was like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go home. So he brought me home. I'm sitting in the recliner because I could not lay down to sleep. because I couldn't breathe. So I sat up in a bed for years, sleeping. And he was laying on the couch, and the doctor called me. He said, I just want to call. Are you okay? I said, yeah, doc. This just means God's got something better for me.
Mm.
And he said, okay. He said, well, just hold on. I said, all right. And that, like I said, that was at night when I got that call. Um, Fast forward to October 2nd, 2006, early in the morning, I was getting ready to walk out my door to just try to walk to the end of my ramp and come back. Tried to stay as active as I could. And the phone went off again. And this
So
time it
wait,
was,
I'm confused. So the first call you got that didn't happen, or
mm-mm,
so that
nope.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And my
So now you get
family,
another.
so my family, you got those who are saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. And that with a mighty burning fire.
Mm.
Baby, then you got the Rachados over here, okay? They ride had hatch
So
fit.
they raised the
Nobody,
ruckus in that hospital.
nobody towing the line, baby. The bombs that they threw out. Well, why in the did they call you? I'm like, oh God. They
I
over
still
here like
need this, guys.
right. They over here. We still praying. These jokers over here like, where's this doctor at? I'm like, oh
Where
Lord,
is Doogie?
where Doogie at? Oh my gosh. Um, so the second call, uh, I think Marissa knew she had to make this thing plain. She said, we have good lungs for you. We need you to get here.
Okay.
So again, I called Arlene and she came, pick me up. We went to the hospital and same process, you know, and I'm sitting there waiting. And guess who walks in?
Doogie. No.
No.
Italian
Tall,
guy.
dark, handsome, no bedside. Now, apparently they talk because he walks in and he's like, hi, Miss Peoples. And I'm like, ugh.
He's
And he
learning. He
comes,
learned his
he
lesson.
learned that day. He said, I'm sorry about our first meeting. I was
Wow.
like, mm-hmm. The nerve of me, right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm. You know, he said, can we be friends? I said, how long is this surgery? He said,
Oh,
12,
so you was acting
13.
like the other half of your family at
Oh,
that point.
oh. Okay, yeah, right. The good side said, God has something better for me. This side was like,
Hmm.
And he said, like 12, 13 hours. I said, I'll give you 15. And he was like, well, that's all I need. Let's
I'll
do
take
it.
it. Wow.
And I remember being rolled into into the operating room. And I tell you, it was so light and white. And I looked at the anesthesiologist, and I don't know if it was a thing of young people getting jobs at the time,
You was
but
5, right?
little girl looked like she was just got out of the sandbox. And I looked at her, and she was like, Miss Peoples, I've been doing this 6 years. I was like, okay. I said, well,
Hmm.
listen, your job, and I want you to repeat after me, is to put Miss Peoples to sleep. She said it after me. I said, and wake Miss Peoples up.
There
She
you
was
go.
like, I got you. I said, all right. And I was singing I'm Healed by Donald Lawrence.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. And
And
that's
that's all
it.
you remember.
That girl, she talking about count. I said, y'all owe me some money back because I did not count. And I knew it when I saw that mask with the padding around. I was like, I'm getting ready to be out.
I'm done. I'm
And
done.
it done. I was done. Woke up. That was a Monday.
So
And
wait,
I started
everybody, just in case you do not realize, you are the recipient of a double lung transplant, both lungs,
double. Yes.
double lung transplant.
Right.
Mm.
So cut from here to here. They removed one of my lungs and put my donor's lung in on the whichever side, and then they removed my other lung and then put my donor's lung on the
Whew.
other side.
Mm. And
Yeah,
look at
long,
you.
long
Look.
surgery. Yep, yeah.
Like what a testimony that you're sitting here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, a huge testimony. Like it's just some days I'm like, ooh. And the thing of it is, Dawn, one thing I think we all who have gone through like you and I and still go through that we don't forget.
Mm.
That has
Mm-mm.
got to be one of
It's
my
always right
major
back here. Right?
prayers.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever forget what I went through.
Yeah.
Those 5, 6 years, I don't want to forget them. I
Yeah.
don't dwell in them, but I never forgive them. I stay humble,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not about me. It is about this baby who lost his or her life.
Yeah.
Someone had to die
So that you
in
can
order for
live.
me to live.
Yeah.
And to me, that sounds like twice that happened.
Yeah.
Jesus and my donor.
Amen.
Who am
Amen.
I to forget? Who I'm nobody. I'm just a
Wow.
vessel. I'm just a shell. I have
Mm.
no right to forget. I have no right to take things for granted. There's a family somewhere 15 years later that is feeling the
Wow.
loss.
Yeah.
And I got problems? No, I don't. No,
Yeah.
I do
That
not.
perspective.
Smile
Yeah.
and push through it, girl, because you
Yeah.
have nothing to be, crying about. And when I woke up,
And
that was on a Monday. But oh, I thought you were going to say something. When I woke up on a Monday, I'm sorry, this operation was on a Monday and started to come through on Saturday morning. The nurse was in the room and she turned around and looked at me and she said, "Well, welcome back." She said, "You did good. You're okay. Just relax and lay there." And of course, I had tube in my mouth, couldn't talk. And I reached up slowly and touched my face.
to
And
see
she
if you were
said,
still here.
"No, I wanted to see if the cannula was on. Like, was this all a dream? Is the cannula on?
Wow.
Am I still on oxygen? Like,
Right.
ah." And she said to me, she said, "You looking for the cannula?" And I shook my head. She said, "It's on your face, but you're breathing on your own."
Mm. Mm.
Baby, the best words I had heard in forever. Forever. And the tears started to roll down my face. And I heard the Spirit of God say, "Because you said I have something better for you and you trusted me, that is why you're here."
I can't even say anything to that. I just can't even. That's just like I have chills. And I know your story, but I have chills every time I hear the
Yeah,
voice of God through
yeah,
you.
yeah.
And
Just
and
those words. And I said to him, I said, "Thank you." In my mind, I said, "No more regrets. Thank you."
mm.
Yeah,
And did
yeah.
you instantly get your breath back?
No, 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 no. Remember, I had been breathing a certain way. Like if you take a deep breath now, it's like,
So
if
you had to
I
train how to
then,
breathe,
right, because then my deep breath was,
right? Just shallow.
right, because my lungs were no longer expanding and contracting. Only one was working, and that was starting to, fibrose. And so I couldn't
Mm.
take deep breaths like that. But the mind, that joker, he's strong because
Yes.
I just, I'm waking up from this surgery, and now you're going to take the tube out, and I'm just going to start breathing. No, I'm still doing. And they're like, "Oh,
Right.
no, 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 no. You got to
You
expand them
breathe.
things because if not, you can get pneumonia, whatever. You got to expand those lungs." And the crazy thing was with the respiratory therapist, we worked and worked and worked. I'm still in ICU, and we worked, and I couldn't get it. So they had
Wow.
to re-intubate me while I
Mm.
was awake. Put the tube back in while I was awake. And
Mm.
I promised God,
I'm gonna breathe next
Sammy,
time. I'm gonna do it.
Sammy, Sammy D, girl, I promised all the ghosts of Christmas past, Jane Pittman, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, everybody, that when they take this doggone thing out my throat again, oh,
I'm
we gonna
breathing.
get this. We getting this.
Wow.
So
Wow.
about 2 days later, he came back and we started. He was like, "Okay, better, better, better." And then I was, you had to go through rehab to really get, they would get me up, walk, and the doctor, the surgeon would do things like just come in my room. "Today, Miss Peoples, we're gonna sit up on the side of the bed."
Okay.
And the interns was like, "What did you do to him?" Like, "You don't do
Mm.
that." And he would come in and sit on the side of the bed and talk to me. And he's like, "Come on, tomorrow we're going to stand up."
Mm.
So it was a process. It was a process of rehab. I was very weak. And by that time, my mother had come. We wanted her to come after the surgery. That way she could stay with me. So, she was here trying to, doing things with me and everything. Now, mind you, remember I sat up for years sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
When you think, okay, you had the transplant, lay down. My mind would tell me, oh, you can't breathe. You got to sit up, and I would jump up. So she
Okay.
said, let's put all the pillows back there. She put the pillows back. I went to sleep. I did not know as time went on while she was here,
She's
while I
taking
was asleep,
pillows out.
she was sliding a pillow out.
Wow.
A
Wow.
couple of days later, she was sliding. Next thing I know, I'm like,
You
hey,
sleeping like a
lady,
old,
what
like a
you
black
doing?
lady. Like,
Right. Now I can sleep upside down like a bat. Who cares? I can fall asleep right now
Lord.
while I'm talking to you. See that? Just that quick.
So,
You know?
Edwina, because I don't want to run out of time, I want to get everything.
Okay.
What is
All
your
right.
life like now, as far as
Girl,
how you feel?
I
Are
feel
you
amazing.
you're a new woman?
I'm a
You're a new
new
woman.
one. Hear me
You're a
raw.
new.
Um, I'm
Ah.
in a bike club, bicycle club, should I say.
Mm.
We ride 30 miles. I do 5Ks. I just was gifted. Let me tell y'all something about this pandemic.
And
I
that's what I
live
want to
in,
get to with you. Yes.
girl. So the
What?
first
Well,
part
wait,
of the
wait. Tell them.
pandemic,
Tell them what happened to you during the pandemic, because you couldn't just go outside. Like we were making a choice. Are we going to go
no.
outside, or we'll wear a mask? What was it like for you?
COVID-19 is a respiratory disease, y'all. I'm
You.
taking medicine to suppress my immune system because these lungs I wasn't born with. The rest of my organs I was born with. And
Hmm.
I always make a joke out of it. If my heart, lungs, liver, kidneys see my lungs, they're gonna be like, "Who that? Let's get them." Okay, and then there's gonna be a fight going on, and I'm gonna
Right.
lose. Okay,
Wow.
so I take medicine to suppress my immune system, which kind of hides my lungs from everybody else.
Wow.
Um, and for this, that means my system is like a baby. Like I can't,
Mm.
you know. So going outside during the pandemic, it was a no, can't do it.
I remember that coming driving by
And
your house, you couldn't even come outside.
yes,
Yeah.
right. So it was like I didn't understand at the beginning when the mandate set because my mayor here in Good Newark, he don't play no games. He said stay home.
Hmm.
So when those mandates started coming out, I was like, why am I so anxious? Why am I depressed? What is going on with me? And again, the Spirit of the Lord said, this is like when you were sick. Remember
Mm.
when you couldn't go outside because you didn't
Hmm.
have breath? This is what,
Hmm.
and when I finally realized that, I was like, oh, okay. And when I did, I started creating.
See,
If I had
tribe.
never heard his voice, I started creating. Soon as he
So,
said that and I grasped it, I started creating.
and your doctor told you could not leave the house unless the doctor. I remember you saying he would say, "I can go outside to take a walk
Right.
for 5 minutes" on certain
Yes.
days when he said so.
Yes. She was not playing with me. She was like,
Right.
don't go outside.
Right.
I was like, okay. Honey, don't go. Honey, don't. Big shout out to Nalani Ravichandran. That
Yes,
is my,
Nalani.
oh, love her for life. Yeah, she was like, no, don't go outside. I was like, huh? Can I at least go? Nope, not yet. And finally, she was like, walk out by your car and
And
then
that was
bring your
after
butt back in the
that
house.
was after we had been quarantined
Months, like
months.
I want to say August, September.
Right. So we went in around February, and we people
Right.
went in out. They sort of came out at the summer. You stayed in the entire time. But
Yep.
can I say the things that you birthed besides businesses, talk shows, a garden? I was like, we needed to put this girl in her house a long time ago. So tell us about everything, especially
Oh
prep
my
prep to
gosh.
live. I mean, what is prep to live?
Prep to live is a concept. It is a way of life. It's not a diet. It's not a fad. Prep to live is not just your food. It's your life.
Mm,
You want to be better. You got to prep.
mm,
You want to feel better. You got to prep.
you gotta prep.
Jesus did not just born today on the cross tomorrow. It was a journey for him.
Mm,
And the same thing with us. It is a journey. And the best way to master a journey is to prepare for it.
amen.
And
Prep to
that's the
live.
thing. Oh, I want to be a motivational speaker. Yes, that's a gift. That is a gift. But there's certain things that you need to learn so you can hone that gift and make it the very best it can be.
Amen.
And that's what Prep to Live is. Oh, excuse me.
Okay, it's a cookbook.
I
It's
did not expect this. I
So there is a food.
never thought
Okay,
about this.
but be,
Yes, it is a
being in that
journal. It's
house,
a prepper's journal. It is your guide to prepare. Yes, being in a, this is the crazy thing. I left here, uh, one of my girlfriends, sorry, Arlene, she watched, okay, so let me go back. Prep to Live became a cooking show on Sunday, right? So I would do it on Sundays. I had lunchtime logic Monday through Friday, every day 12 noon. I had uh, combo and cocktails on Saturday night for grown folks.
hmm
It was crazy. I was like, where am I getting this?
you had a
Arlene
full on studio in your
watched,
house during the pandemic. You was doing
okay,
shows,
yes,
radios. I was like, this is a full on studio
and
happening.
working.
Yes.
And working from home, got to
Yeah.
shout out, and I don't like to call it a job, but best experience of life.
Wow.
The New Jersey Sharing Network. People be like, how? The New Jersey Sharing Network, if you do
Tell us
not
about
know,
it, because I know
is
about
the
it.
organization that procures organs and tissues for transplant. We enhance and save lives. Who else but God could put me in that position?
So
So
you
now
received a double lung transplant, and now you are working for the organization that finds organ donors for other people. See how God just be you.
who does that? But God. They was over there minding their business. I was over here minding my business. And he just
And I
brought us together.
and I can say that you, and I'm not going to cry, but you were instrumental in helping us, our family, donate my father's organs. So don't have me crying up on this show. I'm not gonna. I'm getting class,
Listen,
but
the coolest man on the planet right there. Okay?
yes,
I
Daddy,
come in the
coach.
puka, he be like, hey, Weena. I'll be like, Miss F, what's up?
Yep.
Cool man. And
Yeah.
just someone so sweet, so nice to give the gift
Yeah.
of life. It's
Yeah.
just
And that's how we have to
amazing.
look at it, as giving the gift
Yes.
of life. My daddy,
Oh my
he
God.
helped somebody else, to live.
Yes.
So,
Amazing.
woo.
And that's what I get a chance to do that every day. I never met my
Yeah.
donor family. I've
Okay.
written them. I was told they were military, so they moved. And maybe they not, after 15 years, maybe they still not ready.
Right.
But I believe that one day I will meet them. But in the meantime, I get to go to families at their worst time, their very worst time, and offer the gift that I
Mm.
received.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get to educate communities like our community, minority communities, where the need is so high, but it's so low. Like it's,
We are not organ donors, are we? Well,
no,
we
we are
are now because you
quick to
told us.
say
But
no. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? We quick to say no, but God forbid little Ray Ray need a kidney. We like
Why it gotta be
want to
Ray
find
Ray?
somebody, right? You know what I mean? So one of the greatest joys is to go into communities and spread the word, so people have an educated, you can make an educated decision. There's so
Right.
many myths and misconceptions out there about organ and tissue donation. And I implore people, if you have a question, ask that question now. You know, Dawn can put my information in. I don't care. Call me, ask the question.
Amen.
Because when you get to that ICU, and God forbid something has happened to your loved one, and we approach you, I want you to be able to say, I heard about that. Or,
Right.
Dawn had somebody on her show. Something so that you will understand how your loved one could possibly save not one life, but one donor can
Many
save up
lives.
to 8 lives,
Mm.
9 if you split the liver,
Wow.
and 75 people or more their lives can be enhanced, changed with just tissue.
Ugh.
So this thing leaves legacy. My donor, young, but still lives. So the
Amen.
legacy of my donor lives on.
Amen.
And I mean, what else? I've had people come to me afterwards who said no. I would see them out somewhere and they would come to me and be like, I wish we had done it. A mother
Mm.
came to me and said that. She said, now I have nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I
Oh,
love my
you can't look. You
my
can't say that whole
career.
story and say anyway. For
Anyway,
those
I
for
love
those
my
that are
career.
those that are just joining, Edwina is the blessed recipient of a double lung transplant, and
Yes.
has lived her life vivaciously, and is still doing so. And during COVID, when she had to be quarantined, not like we was quarantined, like she was not leaving the
Yeah.
house,
Yeah.
she started Prep to Live. How can they get in touch with you? Like, so what do they need to do? What is Prep to Live? Is it's a journal?
Yep.
There's
It's a
a
journal. It's a
website,
cooking show,
cooking show.
website, um, all kind of things. I'll
So
pop up at
give them
any
how to get in
time.
touch with you. Get them how to
You
see
go
stuff.
to
And
prep, PREP,
the
to
number two.
live, LIVE. That is how you find it. Just Google it, pop up, boom. We're
Prep
on
to Live.
YouTube, Facebook. You can go back on YouTube and watch old shows, or you can see new shows. I'm also on Inspired Living Network. That is on Roku TV,
Nice.
Mondays at 7. Prep to Live episodes Sundays at 5. You can go back and watch old episodes. During the days, I may come on with some lunchtime logic. It may be about drying your herbs.
Oh,
Yes.
I
Look at
need
my
to be the
baby.
main one watching
Look at
all the
my
time
baby.
because I prep
I'm so
cereal.
proud of
That's about it.
you.
Thank you. You
Girl,
know
you
I
are
love
in the
those.
kitchen. Excuse me, Dawn. Let me tell you something. We could not get
I'm
this
gonna black
chick
you
in
right
the
up now. Okay,
kitchen. We
but you're
couldn't get her in
right.
the kitchen to save her life, y'all. Like if she had to go through the kitchen to get outdoors, she would scale the wall.
Exactly. Don't put me in the kitchen. Oh my
Don't
god.
do it.
But
Now,
I
honey.
love watching you. I have been
Oh,
blessed with people that cook around me. My mother
uh-huh.
like, excuse me, boo. I was the first one. But I mean, watching you break it down, you open up your cabinets. It's stuff that I have. Half the time I don't have the stuff. It's stuff that I have. And
Listen.
just you're right. It's the preparation. And that was
Yes.
always one of the things missing. And you
Right.
garden. You grow
Yes.
your own thing. Like I
Oh,
said, y'all, there was so
yes.
much coming out of this house. You garden. What is that? What's
That is
that?
stevia. That's sugar.
You grew stevia?
Yeah.
Girl, leave some on the porch. I'm coming by. I'm coming by. I need some stevia.
Yes, Tony. Look at that.
Oh
That's
my
stevia.
goodness.
Yes,
So on Prep
girl.
to Live, do you talk about growing a garden, growing your own herbs and things?
Oh,
You
yes.
do. You
Yes,
do.
definitely. I totally believe it is so much better when you know what's going in your body.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everything has ingredients. You get to the store and be like, I really like this seasoning.
Okay. Yeah.
And grow your seasonings and make what you want.
I'm
Same
not
thing for
there
your
yet.
food.
I'm
I
not
know.
there yet.
It's all right,
But
but
but you know
I
what?
know you're
But
going to
I
get there.
have the seasoning. Before I even have the seasoning. At least I have
This
it.
is
I ain't
true.
grown my own yet, but I
That-
have it.
Listen,
So
I'm glad you got some seasonings in the house. When I
what
saw sea moss in
my
the
boo
house,
was
I was like,
playing?
oh, there's hope.
Oh yeah, I
There's
got sea
hope. Sea
moss.
moss.
Oh
I
my
was like, there's
goodness.
it. Yes. So, yeah, the
But
Preppers Journal came from my girlfriend, two of them, and they have a company that actually makes journals. And
share
she
that.
saw the
Share
Prep
that.
to Live show. And I said, how did you like it? She said, oh my God, it was so good. But you said something that made my skin crawl. I said, what? She said, girl, I had to clutch my pearls. I said, my girlfriend said, grab a piece of paper and a pen. Oh,
Oh,
absolutely not.
now when she make
You
journals,
need a journal. And when I tell
beautiful.
you they made this in record time, so grateful for them. And they just did an amazing job. And let me tell you the name of their company so y'all can go on and find their journals. I'm going to find it because you know I'll forget.
Well, while you're looking, where can they
She
order
probably,
your journal?
oh, Amazon got them.
There
Make
you
sure you
go.
get them and then
Okay.
use them. Okay? So,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
Amazon has them. Make sure you go on. Created in Face Expression. That is who published my journal. And it was
Created in
released on my
faith
mommy's.
expression.
Mhm. And it was released on my mommy's birthday, March 8th,
Oh, happy birthday, Mom.
2021.
Thank you.
And it is packed. It is packed with why you journal, why you prep, how to prep.
Beautiful.
You don't have a measuring cup in your hand. You wouldn't believe that God gave you a measuring cup when you were born.
See?
Yup, that's it.
See? Okay. And
Absolutely.
you're
So
giving away a copy tonight.
I am giving away a copy of the Preppers,
Okay.
excuse me, autograph copy
Oh, an
of the
autograph
Preppers Journal.
copy. So we're gonna
That's
we're gonna
right.
find who's getting the autograph copy in here. I know Danita isn't here. Danita, if you could just see who has commented the most. Now, while you're doing that, Danita, I always like, now, first of all, I hope everybody knows where to find Edwina, where to
Yes.
find the journal. Also, if they want to become organ donors, have that type of conversation, should they go to you? Should they go to the sharing network?
Either one. You can come to
Okay.
me. Just my phone number or I'm sorry, Denise D
Do
Peoples.
you know your name?
I don't know. D D Peoples at njsharingnetwork.org, or go to our website and look around, get some questions answered. My information is on there. Um, just yeah, yeah.
Wow. All right. So we're getting ready to call a winner. But
All
I
right.
always like to play in the tribe, we play Would You Rather.
Oh
So I
Lord.
have a would I have a would you rather question for you. Okay. This is could probably be for me and you because I know what I'm choosing. Okay. Would you rather
Oh
have a
God.
completely human looking and sounding robot who's programmed to look like you want, love you, and do everything you want, or be in a real relationship with all of its ups and downs, but at least you know what they're feeling is real? Where my robot? Where is my robot?
Where is Roboto? What?
Yeah, I thought about that. I was like, at this age, I'm good. It doesn't. It's real for the robot.
Listen,
He's programmed.
where the robot? Be out, be out in the street with my robot.
and
What?
he can look however you want him to look. He's gonna say, I'm good with this
Girl,
robot. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
I don't even. Yeah,
baby.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he can look like I want him to look. Good
And
Lord
say
have
what you
mercy.
want him to say.
Come
Happy.
on.
Yes. Yeah. But there are some people
Happy
who are like, no, I need.
41st birthday. He
Still
would
in the
say that to you for 60 years, girl.
right. He like, you still look as beautiful as you did 20 years ago. Exactly, robot. Exactly. Guys, look. Let me know what you would think in the
Oh,
tribe. You want the
God.
robot or you want the real guy?
Yes, I want to hear this. And don't be, y'all cut it out. Robot is not going to snore.
Robot's not
Oh,
even gonna
that is
eat.
the most,
He's not
that's the
even gonna
most
eat, Edwina.
disrespectful.
He will leave you alone. He don't even want nothing to
That's
eat.
it. He'll be like that. What's that thing that cleans your carpet?
Yes,
He
he
just
just
go
walks
over
over
there
there.
and recharge.
Oh my gosh, he'll clean up. He'll do he'll empty garbage and take care of my car.
What? He'll be my
Yes.
sous chef. I
Yes.
won't have to
Oh,
cut up nothing, cut my finger. Oh, come on through, robot.
look, everybody on here is like robot, robot, robot. Yep, we know what we want. We're not 20. We don't have those like, oh my God.
Listen,
We're in our 50s. We want a robot.
yes, and if I can make him look like I want him, girl, bye.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
robot it is.
Robot it
Was
is.
it all robot?
Oh, robot.
Just
Yeah.
all
It's just
robot?
all robot. But he looks like what you want.
Right.
So there you go. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to a little Puka commercial, and when we come
It's
back,
so pure and
um,
simple.
Edwina's gonna give us not Edwina. Danita's gonna give us a winner, and look, I can't say all these names, and Edwina is going to congratulate them. So look, I be having my little commercials. Okay, here we
Oh, let me
go.
see. Let me see. Let
Yeah,
me
okay,
see.
okay, okay. But what makes Puka shea butter better than everybody else's? Two things: ginger and turmeric essential oil. Ginger and turmeric, great for inflammation inside and out, and we sneak it into every body butter that you use. So when you're putting on that delicious shea butter and getting that wonderful, dewy, nourished skin, you're also adding those two super ingredients, ginger and turmeric, only in Puka Pure and Simple Shea Body Butter. Yay! Did you see my commercial? You didn't see it? Oh, it was good.
No.
Look, it was good. All right, we do have a winner. Do you have your phone? Because I want you to say the winner. Is your phone around or are you on your phone?
Well, I'm
You-
on my phone here. Yeah.
okay, all right, then I'll just say the winner. The
Who
winner
is?
is Sarah Elder. Yay! Do you know Sarah?
Yes, I do.
That's what I'm talking about, Sarah. Sarah, I hope if you do have a copy of
My
Prep to Live, then maybe she'll gift it to
sister.
someone else.
She will.
She
She
will.
will, because girl, I think she was one of the first people to buy it. So
Okay.
she's getting ready to gift this to
All right.
someone.
So
That's
Sarah
my
gifted.
Plainfield crew. That's the Women of Wine Wednesday.
See, your people came through for you. Your people came through.
Yes,
Yay!
Sarah.
Congratulations,
She's
Sarah.
part of the tribe.
That's right. That's right.
Loves Dr. Thurcell. Loves Pastor
Oh my
Thurcell. Oh my
goodness.
God, she loves
Every
her.
morning, every
Every
morning and then
morning.
on Tuesday nights. So, and we're going to have
Beautiful.
you come on and do some cooking. So we'll talk about that for the
Yes. Oh,
holidays and
and
stuff like that. Yeah, we're going to
so
get prep to live on it.
so
Uh-oh.
you coming on Prep to Live? Jesus, keep
Oh
me
no, because I'll
covered.
be a prop on Prep to Live. It'll be like, oh, take this sad girl who can't cook and let me help her. Like, what? But yes, I would to give other
Yes,
girls hope. And you
yes.
know what? I would because I want to tell people now that guess what, ladies, you don't have to cook because we're all getting robots, and they don't care.
Robots. That's it. That's it.
All righty, ma'am. It has been truly a blessing. We ran over on
Yes.
time, but your story was just amazing. We are thankful that you shared it with us from a double lung transplant and always faithful to everything you're doing now, pouring into others and just helping everybody else grow their glow. We thank you and we love you for sharing.
I love
And
you
we
too, my
hope to
sister
see you
girl.
in the tribe.
Yes, honey. Of course,
All
there's no
right.
other place, honey. And I
That's
smell good
right.
tonight. I got on my
You got all your
frankincense.
puka.
Frankincense and
Yes.
bird. That's
Don't
my favorite,
look.
y'all. That's my
Don't forget
favorite.
your puka for the holidays, everybody. Everything's a
Yes,
commercial. I had to put that in
honey.
there. But
Yes, of course.
we'll be back next week for another
Yes.
episode. And Edwina, thank you so much. I love you, and I will
I love
see
you too,
you in
sis.
the tribe and prep to live.
Yes, love you.
All
Thank you,
right. Good night,
everybody.
all.
Mwah.
Bye.
Breathe easy.
Breathe easy.